Hello class, in this video we're going to talk all about the marketing plan. And to get started, let's see what Wikipedia says about the marketing plan. A marketing plan may be part of an overall business plan. Solid marketing strategy is the foundation of a well-written marketing plan so that the goals may be achieved of whatever the company is. And remember, you could do a marketing plan for a for-profit business, a non-profit business, whether you're selling a product or whether you're selling a service. All these different, and whether it's a big, huge corporation or if it's just a small business with just you, a single sole proprietor, all these businesses should have some kind of marketing plan and a marketing strategy to back up that plan. Now, the last sentence here, while a marketing plan contains a list of actions without a sound strategic foundation, it is of little use to the business. And I agree. And that's why we're going to step by step talk about the marketing plan, talk about the upcoming assignment, and I also want to talk a little bit about where can you get data and facts to back up your plan. It's, marketing is one of those topics where you could just say, oh, I'm going to do TikTok. And it's, it could be a good idea, but you have to analyze what are your alternatives. Should you be focusing only on TikTok? Is there other social media platforms? The other thing to think about is, okay, so you decided you want to do TikTok. What kind of videos are you going to post? What kind of music? When you're talking or speaking into the microphone, or if you're typing this up, what kind of voice? If your brand was a person, what kind of person would it be? Would it be more like Paul Rudd? Or would it be more like Oprah Winfrey? Would it, is it more feminine? Is it more masculine? Is it very serious and educational? Or is it kind of funny and loose? As you can see, a business can kind of morph into anything you want it to be. And that's what's so great. But we have to have a plan so that, everyone has the same shared vision and that we are consistent and we're constantly building. It's more often than not that in marketing specifically, people all the time have great ideas. I think it's less likely that you just have one great idea that just blows up the brand. We hear about these stories of these viral overnight sensations, but that's not the norm. That's like winning the lottery. It happens to a few people, but it's actually quite rare. Where what's more common is that there's many people in the marketing team working behind the scenes, constantly putting out piece of content after piece of content with a consistent voice and growing the audience slowly and slowly and slowly. And then finally, maybe they do get a breakthrough moment. But a lot of people don't realize it was months and months, if not years and years prior to that point, which brought it to that stage. And a good example of this is Nike. Nike started out just like any other shoe company. I mean, they did have some, competitive advantages in that they were, importing their shoes, so they got them at a lower cost, so they had a little bit more margin. But as far as marketing and advertising and where they are today with the high-profile athletes that they sponsor today, that's a long build-up. So I want to start with that all great brands, all great companies, they start from somewhere and they grow into that. So that's why we need a marketing plan. Okay, we need that foundation to build into something great. And we might fail. Your first marketing plan might not be that great. You might do some things and they don't work, but you adjust. And that's one of the great things about the marketing plan as well, is as you see, it's got many different tools on here and different strategies. And part of the marketing plan is that you revise it. Every couple of years you go back in, you see, what worked, what didn't work, what should we do more of, what should we do less of, what are some new trends coming out that maybe we should be looking at. It's a constant thing. It's a living, breathing thing that you update regularly. So in this class, I'll show you my outline for, this is the marketing plan. We'll be working on a marketing plan. What we're going to be doing is our marketing plan, the purpose is needed for a specialized strategy to introduce something new, such as new product planning, entering new markets, or trying new strategies to fix existing problems. And I chose this one because it's easy to kind of get a general understanding about the companies we're going to use in this assignment, meaning you should have a good idea of them. For example, one of the companies that you could choose is like Gopro. and most people understand what GoPro is, where their success has been and where they're kind of struggling right now. And so that way everyone on your team has a good understanding of where they are right now. So let's just keep going with the example of GoPro. The executive summary is a summary. You would do that towards the end of your plan. So the first one is the challenge or objective. So here's an example of GoPro. If my company's GoPro, I'm struggling to sell new cameras while my competition can create cameras for much cheaper. So GoPro, there's factories in China and in India and other places that can make a similar knockoff camera to GoPro at a cheaper price and undercut GoPro. Even though GoPro has all these extra costs of research and development and marketing, so GoPro has to charge a higher price to stay competitive. And that's a really hard thing for GoPro to do. So then you will brainstorm with your group and you'll say, okay, well, what could GoPro do? Well, here are some ideas that other classes have done, which are interesting ideas. One is GoPro should make a phone. They should make a phone that's waterproof, not water resistant, waterproof. It can go, so you could go scuba diving with it up to, 100 meters. You can go skydiving with it. It even has, the calculate the whatever the sensor is that tells you how fast you're dropping. And they should make an all-terrain adventure phone. And on top of that, it's a great camera. You can mount it to your bicycle. Also, I thought that was a good idea, right? To change. So what's this marketing plan saying is we should update the product of the 4 Ps. There's product, place, price, promotion. Another group might say, no, we want to focus on the price. We want to lower the price. Okay, well, how can you lower the price? Maybe we should partner up with Sony. Sony already has a lot of factories. They already make adventure cameras as well. Maybe we should do a strategic partnership with Sony. That's an interesting idea. Marketing. Maybe you should change your marketing. We want to, instead of advertising to adventurers and travelers, we want to start marketing towards parents, newborns, people who just had new babies, new parents. And that's an interesting idea. Why do you think new parents should have a GoPro? Are you going to do, baby monitoring? How's that going to work? So this is really where the creative juices can flow for you and your group, and really brainstorm how you want to approach it, and what's your objective? What are you going to change in a current company to kind of reinvent the company? Most of the companies you'll be using in this activity will be struggling companies that are about to fail. Companies like Macy's, JCPenney, a lot of retail companies, obviously, especially right now. But it could be other companies like maybe it's GameStop, maybe it's AMC Theaters. There's other ideas out there. There's other companies out there. So you'll do SWOT analysis. We've talked about this in the class already. A competitor analysis. What's the big competitors and what are they doing? And as you see, as you go through these activities, they'll help you better understand what's currently going on in the market. What's your competition doing? Who are your customers? Can you segment your customers out better? Can you choose a different target market better than you're currently doing now? And then you get into the actual strategy. What are you going to do? Are you going to change the product? Are you going to change the price? Are you going to change the place? And are you going to change the promotion? And here's, these are just examples. I want very in-depth, step-by-step instructions in this plan of what you want to do, you and your group, to change this company. And now, this is where it gets really easy. You and your group can just start making things up out of thin air. I would very much, you need to do some research. So with target market and segmentation, you could go to the census.gov website and you can search state by state or nationwide. You could search, how many people are between the ages of 18 and 35 and live on the east side of the country. You can find that here. You would just search that. I'll just do like Livermore population. And you can find all sorts of, there you go, there's 90,000 people in the 2019 population estimates. So now you can put that in your paper. There's about 90,000 people in Livermore. We think that putting something in Livermore will do this and this. Now, you can even see the median household income in Livermore, persons in poverty, education. So you can find out which areas of the country have higher education, how many veterans, if you're going to be focusing on the U.S. Census is dense with data. Everything from what the different race is as far as segmentation there, education, age, if your product or service is for retirees, it has the senior population, great information here, and you can cite this as part of your research. You could also just use Google search. If I was doing a bakery, I could do Bakery Industry Trends 2020. You get some really interesting articles. Do make sure though that they're not entertainment articles. Hopefully they're, some kind of, periodical or something like that. You can use Google Trends. Go on Google Trends. I search the word pie, and you can see like what the current trends are for the pie. I could search, GoPro, and I can see, how it's pretty popular search. What happened in the end of the year in 2020? What happened? I can Google what was going on there. What states? Oh, look, Hawaii is one of the biggest states to search the word GoPro. Interesting. Then Alaska. You can see what some of the related topics are: Rode, tripod, Insta360 cameras. Okay, that's interesting. 360 cameras are really popular. You get a lot of information from Google Trends. Also, the LPC library. You go here, go to the library, you go to databases right here. You click on, any of these, but I like to search by business. Usually these business ones are really good. So let's try this one, business searching. You do have to use your W number to log in. Oh, you have to use your, this will be the login used for ClassWeb. Is the same login as I just did there. And if I want to search GoPro, I will get all sorts of articles on GoPro. You can see back in 2020 they want to cut more than 20% of their workforce. So now I can click on this article. I can go ahead and take snippets out of it. There's even a citation tool over here to cite my work. This is the type of research I'd like you to do in your companies, is go on these different databases, search your company, search your industry, search the trends. And then let's just do an example of where I see a lot of these fall short is someone just says, oh, we want to spend more money on social media with GoPro. Okay, where? TikTok? Facebook? How much money? How much, $1 million. Okay, how many clicks will $1 million get you? You can probably find that out online, what a common cost per click is. You can then find out what a good click-through rate is. So online digital Facebook ad costs. And there will be lots of, you can actually find out, okay, 1,000 impressions. On 1,000 impressions, how many people typically click? Of those 1,000 people that click, what are they going to do? Are they going to sign up for your email list? Are they going to go to a product page to buy your product? What's going on there? What kind of activity or action are they taking? How much does that action cost? And then on top of that, of those 1,000 people, how many people? What's a good buy rate? Conversion. This is called the conversion rate. How many of those 1,000 that click, or not even 1,000 aren't going to click? It'll be like 5% are going to click. Okay, so now you have 50 clicks. Of those 50 clicks, how many will convert to a sale? I bet it'll be 1 or 2. That's probably the reality. So is that $1 million going to? You could do that calculation. How much does it cost you to make a GoPro? You could find that out. A rough estimate of how much it costs. This is what you're going to sell it for. Is that going to convert into sales? If not, you have to be a little more smart about your marketing. Maybe you want to do influencer marketing, and so you'll pay influencers like the Jenners or a Casey Neistat, or maybe you're going to go even smaller, like smaller influencers, people with like 10 or 50,000 subscribers. How much does it cost to get a shout out on their video, a sponsorship? I'm just going off in that online marketing direction. You could decide you want to do a printed magazine. You could decide that you want to stop marketing online altogether and you want to sponsor a city. You can get really creative with your different strategies. And mind you, what I've been talking about the last 3 or 4 minutes is just marketing, like as far as promotion, marketing. You can still change the price. You can actually change the physical product. Instead of a GoPro camera, maybe it's a phone, maybe it's maybe they make a car, an electric car. You can't just say that. You have to have some research. You talk about how Apple's making a car and how maybe they'll work on the software within the car, and have to have some data to show that that's a smart decision based on the future of wherever you're going to sell it to. I imagine you'll probably be selling it to the US. So that's a really long little, I hope you followed with me. Feel free to rewind. Feel free to ask me more questions. A couple other links I brought up here is bplans.com. It's not a totally free website. A lot of the templates and things you have to download, but this is a really good resource as far as they have some cool templates and things. And then of course SCORE and SBA.gov. These are small business help, and they're government agencies. So there's a lot of free resources on there. And then on top of all of that, I've also included, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of this marketing plan project, and again, you haven't started this project yet, but I'm showing you this video ahead of time to kind of run down the ideas here. And as you see here, U.S. Census Bureau, Scarborough does a lot of consumer research, Survey of the Power. You can do annual reports. Any publicly traded company has to file a 10K. And then some more information. Google Scholar, Google. I didn't even put Google Trends on here. LPC Library. The company's website, right? Go to the Gopro website. And so there's so many resources out there. And my hope is that you do the research. Once you do the research, you do the brainstorming, then you start filling out your plan accordingly. Okay, so that's all on marketing plans. This was a little longer one because it literally is everything what this class has led to. We've learned about marketing channels, place. We've started to learn about price. I think we're going to learn a little bit more about price later after this chapter, about pricing and different strategies of how you price a product or a service. You've learned about product life cycle, right? Is GoPro in the maturity state, or is it in the growth state? Is it in the decline state? You know now. You have an idea of that. You can go look up their sales and their competitors and figure that out. What is GoPro's product mix? What are their main product lines? You could look at, customer relationship management marketing, societal marketing. You could look at psychology of buying and buyer's remorse, and how do you get people to, in the buyer decision process, how do you improve that as GoPro? Now, I keep using the example of GoPro, but this could be any company that these same tools can be used for. We've talked about SWOT analysis. We've talked about environmental scanning. These are all things we've learned that we'll be introducing into the ultimate marketing plan. So those tools will get us to a better marketing plan and give us unique strategies, unique ideas to help a company out, grow the company. That's the point of the marketing plan, right? How do we grow this company? How do we keep moving forward? Because if you're not moving forward as a company, you are probably dying off. You are probably slowly losing your competitive edge, and there's someone else out there somewhere who's eating away at it, who's going to take it away from you.